Hello and welcome to my new Rotmg and PE series. I'm doing this because recently I've been watching the Currybox12's old Rotmg videos, his PPE series specifically. I've also been watching Silver Dollar's PPE series, and I realized that maybe I should just do it myself. Maybe I'll just make a new account and see how it goes. It looks very fun. So I just finished the tutorial and now I'm on my way to get to level 20. There are a lot of ways that people do get to level 20 very fast, but my general advice is just to follow the quest markers until you're level 10-ish, around that, and then just teleport to Godlands and just leech out of anyone. Should be fine. You'll get to level 20 pretty fast. So I got to level 10 and I teleported to this group that was fighting the Mountain Temple event bosses, the 2 statues, and I just decided to just tag along, see if I could get a pot or 2. I sadly didn't get anything, which kinda sucks, but that's alright. I ended up joining the Mountain Temple because I saw a few people entering, and I thought they were gonna clear the dungeon so I could get a lot of EXP, because usually these kind of dungeons, the enemies just give so much EXP. But we had a rusher for this, so we didn't really clear that much, and I decided to stay, which I almost died, but I didn't. It was pretty worth it. I got really good loot from this, so I am pretty happy about it. After I got better drip, I also did a snake pit and I got a snake eye ring, which will be very useful for my run, and I carried on to get to level 20. So now that I'm level 20, the next step is to get all my stats maxed. And back then during the Kabam era, what I would do is I would just solo dungeon. So for example, if I needed dexterity, I would just solo sprite worlds, and I would then solo snake pits for speed, and it actually takes a very long time. It would take almost a few days to do that way. So now I found a better way. It's just to do dungeons that everyone else is doing, and I feel like the loot drop nowadays is slightly higher. Like, multiple people can get loot nowadays. Like back then, that's why you would solo dungeons, that you would guarantee a potion, but now I don't feel that way anymore, except for like Ocean Trench. I feel like I rarely get mana pots for some reason, but all the other dungeons, usually you'll get a pot no matter how much people, as long as you're doing soulbound damage, which for a wizard is really easy. Just spam your spacebar on the boss, any boss will work. So you can see that I'm doing this Lair Draconis, and I ended up getting 5 greater potions from just this dungeon, so you can just see that it's so worth it. Like, I wouldn't even go to this dungeon back then just because it was really bad. I mean, they had to rework this dungeon so many times. 5 greater potions in around 10 minutes, I think. And when there's a group of people, the chances of you dying is less in the mid-tier dungeons. Of course, it's going to be different in like Exalt's dungeons. They're always going to be hard, but for just mid-tier dungeons, you go with a group, you'll usually be fine, and it's good. You get free potions. So about a few hours later, after just doing this dungeon hopping strategy, I ended up getting 5 out of 8 stats maxed. I needed attacked, because I didn't do a lot of dungeons that gave attack pots. I did found this Candyland, but I was getting pretty unlucky with the drops for some reason. And I was here for a very long time, I think probably like 30 minutes just in this dungeon. And I was even buying attack pots with defense potions that I've had. And I just needed 1 more attack pot. And I needed like a few life pots and mana pots. So yeah, I ended up using the seasonal free pots you get. I feel like it's so good to have. Deca is definitely gonna remove this the next season, but since they kept it for this season, I'm just gonna abuse it. You can get free potions when you do like 7 mid-tier dungeons. You get 14 of them each day. It's so good. You get to choose your potions. Knowing Deca next season, they'll probably add the same thing. You get a free potion a day, but you would have to do like 1,000 dungeons, and you don't get to choose the potions. It will just be one potion per year. That's Deca for you. So since they kept it for this season, they didn't change it. I think they made it easier, in fact. I remember it was like 14 dungeons per day, but now you only need 7. So yeah, I just used that to get 8 stacks maxed. So after 6 hours of total playtime, I end up getting my wizard 8 out of 8 stats maxed. I just want to show that it is easier to get your stats maxed nowadays, especially if you're on seasonal. I think it genuinely helps newer players. I did get a few white bags. One of the white bags I actually got is a white bag that I've never gotten before on my main accounts, from the Janus boss before Oryx, which is like a These Nuts joke. But that's like the only good white bag I've gotten so far. I've gotten some other, but they're not that. I don't really like them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The video might be a bit short because there's no actual live commentary. It's just pre-recorded footage. I only put the best parts in. There might be actual live commentary on the next episode, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, and see you later.